sitting there, I'm just listening to, I'm just observing. And it was like I said, they test, it's like it was, the hits was part of the test. But it's like somebody went above and beyond. The magic, the black magic got so bad, it was like when I was doing the test, I was beating on myself. It was like so many replicas, so many copies. We was forced to have to put it down. We was forced to have to stop the test. It's like, man. Let me explain it to you. It go like this. Like I said, when I started learning my tools, I realized, let's say it's 180 names on a list. Every name is different. My name is on there, but everybody's name is different. And these names is the people who are in due for a blessing or blissfulness. Well, as soon as I use my tools, all these names turn into my name. So it ain't like the ancestors giving it to them. It's like the ancestors would give it to them, but it's like these blessings are tethered. It's like they link, connected to the heavens. So it's like, as these people climbing in the physical, they actually climbing to heaven. And these people are complete sinners. Can't get to heaven. And so it's like the guardian angels see this, witness this, and they start cleaning house, basically, tearing them apart. Here's the problem though, y'all. They putting them together and tearing them apart. So do you see the delay in it? So it's like my tool will forgive them and bless them, pretty much. I guess that's what women used to say, get on my nerves about when I actually did have contact with them. And see, now I understand why so many men were lined up to sleep with my woman. I guess we all do now. And somebody knew this about me since I was young. I take it must fall in line with this organ. So y'all gonna have to reconstruct the test or do something else, because I think people done been killed. Not my grandpa lived a good life, but I think people been killed with this organ because of this. They basically utilize this organ, put this person, whoever have this organ, they put them in a situation where they can't move, torture them to death, literally, and then sell the organ. How do they torture them to death? Well, you know all the other many ways, the black magic, the food, the poison, everything else. But they torture these people mainly, believe it or not, through sexual intercourse somehow. Well, it ain't somehow, I didn't explain that, we not explaining it now. So that's like me, I'm a male. I got a female, and I deal with my female. Let's say I got a female, I deal with my female. Then, behind my back, my female dealing with all these males. Like I told you, this one girl came to me, and me and her was friends with benefit. And she said, I explained it. By this time, I knew about this stuff, so I started explaining it to her. And all these guys started wanting her that never wanted her, calling her, texting her, all kind of stuff. She said, you think I'm not finna turn them down? Because she been wanting them too, but they didn't want her. And this is the kind of stuff I had to deal with. I know celebrities know what I'm talking about, especially big celebrities, they know what I'm talking about. Because I think that happened to them as well. When you go with a certain celebrity, everybody want to be with the celebrity lover. Same thing. So, I was looking, I was observing, and I was hearing how my state or my county or something could be thrown off or thrown out the game, whatever game this is, because I'm not participating in the games. It ain't the fact that I'm really not participating. It's the fact that I've been put on pause by God itself, because y'all been doing this. The problem is, like I said, these particular chosen ones ain't like your average Joe, ain't your status quo. We can't move like that. We got to move traverse. We got to move according to God. So it's like the job is to catch you, not for you to pass us, because you're not going to do it. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's like my tool is blessing you as well as myself. So let's say I'm the top one on the list. Well, if all 180 people turn into me on this list, they may start the blessings off at the bottom of the list. And guess what that means? That means they're gonna bless this first person at the bottom of the list, and then as that person climax to the top of the top of whatever in the spiritual, they gonna realize this person is not the chosen one. It's not I am that I am. It's not the one that it's supposed to be. So we gotta tear this person apart. So imagine that. First and foremost, when they give you blissfulness, they gotta put you together. And then imagine the fact that they gotta turn around and tear you apart. And after doing this for so many years, I said, this ain't gonna ever end. This ain't gonna end, this is critical. People gonna die. This ain't gonna work. This is never gonna end, this is never gonna work right. People gonna die. And that's what's going on. It's like, we're sitting here and we watching. We sitting here and I'm watching this. Now I done observed this for so long now, I done figured this out by now. And I said, it'll never get here. But this is what draws the line for me. When new energy started looking for me, at least I think, and they've been detoured. And they was detoured by these same people on this list. So now not only am I getting screwed over, but now innocent people are becoming victimized to this silly game that's going on. All right, now look around, you don't see nothing. The problem is that this is something else I've been noticing. There has been women coming. There have been new people coming, not just women, but good people, all kind of different people. But their energy been re-navigated. And I'm trying to show y'all this in such a way where y'all can see the organizations already know it. They already know all about it, because they part of it. But they didn't think we knew about it. And until we start speaking on it, it's not gonna change. And that's why when they say, you gotta be quiet, no, you be quiet, get out the way. Because one thing I learned about justice and karma, you won't get no justice unless you acknowledge the injustice. And I'm acknowledging the injustice already. And I already know for a fact that y'all done successfully killed people with this organ, tortured them to death, killed them, and then sold the organ. And it's so not fair in so many different ways. Unbearably not fair. Somebody living double and triple good lives. You know it's already hard enough being born with an organ like that. Because even if they do leave you alone, you're still probably gonna be tortured. But just imagine people, as soon as you get here, start torturing you from the door, from a baby. So that's what I've been noticing. So now I've been noticing, I've been probably dealing with this test here for about 3.5 years probably. Imagine that. But I didn't notice this part, that my tool was doing that, blessing people for me. Now I know why people kept me stuck in certain positions, in certain places. And that's why God said, just stay on right here. I'm gonna bring everything back around to you, because they all keep doing this. Since they all wanna keep doing this, well, we'll return the favor. You going around trying to kill people, well, kill yourself. Doing this. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself then. So that's basically what's going on. That's why ain't nothing moving. It ain't that I don't want to do the test. I don't mind doing the test. It's that I learned that when I stop doing the test, the list goes back to normal. And those people who done lied to the Astro, who done fooled the Astro, start getting their rightful deserving when it comes down to God. And that's being tore apart. Y'all tarot reader need to get the card called Tearing Apart. That's a very high warning card right there. Tearing apart. You start the insect itching, then all these plagues start to happen. You're being tore apart. This is so beautiful because now we're starting to learn why in the Bible, even the worstest of the worst people in the Bible knew not to do certain things regardless. They knew not to mess with a queen wife, a queen. They knew not to mess over kings and queens. They knew not to deal with somebody else's wife. They knew not to do certain things, even though they was as bad as they was. So, it's like, this is definitely Genesis. What I mean by that? Because what's the great difference between people of today's age and Genesis? People in Genesis knew better to do certain things. People in today's age forgot those things and started abusing such a thing. So that's where the filters come in at for the earth itself. You go so long on this earth, then you forget how God tell you to live. You start to care less about how God tell you to live, then you get this God complex, and then you think you are God. And then you start killing God's prophets, sacrificing God's prophets. That's beyond measure. That's, like I said, everybody love talking about the Pharaoh, but I can vouch. Today, there's many people on the earth that'll make the Pharaoh look like a saint. Many people, no matter what, no matter who you are. You could be a church person, you could be a normal person, don't matter. You make Pharaoh look like a saint. So that's what I've been sitting here thinking about. I've been sitting here and observing. That's where, so I started practicing it probably 6 months ago, and I saw it working. The problem is it DCing me. I hurt from it. People steal my stuff and everything. I hurt from it, but I ain't got no choice. Because there's people getting rich. And like I said, for a chosen one like myself, this is probably what's supposed to go on because it's probably part of the test, but it ain't supposed to constantly repeat. So I would say that particular chosen one, where things continuing to repeat, that particular chosen one job is to stop the repetition. In other words, solely depend on Jesus' ways. And now we start to understand why Jesus was a virgin. Because Jesus was an ambulatory float. And I'm pretty sure his tool did the same thing. And Jesus was like, I just keep my tool to myself. My God. Because it's like a forgiving tool. So when you look at this tool, we can go back to Genesis again. What would be the best tool to use in Genesis? A heart float, an ambulatory float, probably every float. If Genesis was to, when Genesis actually complete itself, and we all start back over in Genesis, everybody probably gonna be afloat. And that's it. Maybe. That's just a guess. But this is why your test stop, especially for my state, that if you looking at me and mad at me, don't be mad at me, you old clowns. You should stop the people who copying and pasting me. You want to win and you want to win and you want to cheat at the same time. This ain't the way you win. A deal is a deal. You want somebody to abide by your deal. You play a card game, you win, you want your money, right? Quit playing game. And you know what you need to do? You can prove to us by you gonna quit playing these games by getting all these people out of the game that you done programmed to cheat in the game. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And then these tests can go back to where they was. That's all y'all gotta do. Quit pointing the finger, quit trying to not own up, quit being cowards. That's all y'all gotta do. You so hard, you such a killer, you so big and bad, well, quit being a coward. Quit being a coward. It ain't got nothing to do with me not wanting to do. I don't mind doing your test. But I'm not gonna do your test so you can sacrifice me and help you sacrifice me. Already. I want to do the test because God want me to do the test. I gotta do the test. I'm supposed to do the test. But at the same time, God paused me from doing your test. And because how I know, because that's how I know. God cleaning y'all up. God the one showed me this list. How every time I use my tool, everybody on this list become me. And like I said, imagine 180 people. We all know how hard it is to prepare and get somebody ready for a championship. Let me use a better example. We know how hard it is to prepare for somebody to get ready to be a champion boxer. How much work you gotta put in. Hard work, dedication, sweat, and blood. Now imagine if Mike Tyson get up to the ring and he win. Everybody in the world can see he won. But for some reason, they don't give him the winnings. And he just can't wrap his head around it. And then come to find out that the person he was fighting was Mike Tyson and all the other boxers is Mike Tyson. That's why he didn't win it. So he thinking the person that he was fighting with Mike Tyson, then he probably beat him up again. And then as he beat him up, the dude said, I'm not the Mike Tyson. I ain't even Mike Tyson. Well, what's going on? Well, I heard somebody such and such got rich, really rich for some reason, out of nowhere. Then Mike Tyson go look down the line for such and such and find out all these people got his name, his birth certificate, his information. So who do you blame? Because the person who giving you the money might not even watch boxing. And let's say that person is the angel. Stop already with the cheat codes. You can't cheat God. And it ain't nothing but narcissistic lovers, maybe, or narcissistic people, period. That's why I had to stop. And that's why it's looking like it is. Y'all keep playing these games, man. Not everybody, but whoever got this emotion. It's the same group of people. All somebody got to do who over these group of people is stop them. I'm sure they supposed to do some of this, but not to this degree. And like I heard, somebody did a magic trick and swapped out somebody completely, and now they being attacked. Because I'm telling you, I seen it done before when I was younger, and I literally had to watch somebody die. That was the only way that energy can get out of them and back into this original person. That's a magic trick nobody should think about doing. Because everybody got, the whole area of energy be paused. It don't seem like it, but you are. You stagnate, everybody standing up, you rich or poor. You stagnate into that person who stole somebody else's energy that was called to do something important in the world, die, and the energy return back to that. You can't do this to a high priest or high priestess, y'all. You cannot do it. Ancestors, they got satellites watching them. Satellites. They got guardian angels watching them. Guardian angels. Dark and light. All museums, they are museums. High priest and high priestess are museums. All of them come with satellites. You can't do this, y'all. That's where the delays is coming from. That's where all this is coming from. Y'all keep trying to tell me to do this. I can't. I'm getting in trouble by God when I do it. No matter if I'm doing it to the right jacket or not, I'm still getting in trouble by God. God literally hung the lust jacket up. And like I said, that means if I do it, I'm gonna be considered a sinner. The lust jacket was a jacket basically for guys for God angels that's playing up in this situation. So that when the sin come around and collect and do something to these people who've been sinning this way, it'll bend around you, the energy will. That jacket is no longer on me. I can't do it. Y'all, somebody fucked up bad. That's just all it is to it. I didn't do it. I can't do nothing. I know what you're saying. You tailgate. Too bad you ain't no believer. And you ain't believed in God in a long time, because if you believe in God and you saw it like I see it, then you would be able to tell yourself, damn, he shouldn't be able to explain it to this degree. If I can explain it like this, then I'm seeing this in the spiritual just like I can see in the physical, with my physical eyes. That's what's going on. It took me a while, because I was like, what is going on? I know y'all get it now. I told you the little box theory. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's like everybody got my alias. Everybody. And I noticed when I stopped doing your little test, and they call this is some kind of hell round. This is like a hell, like a hell venture or something. It's like a hell table. So I'm guessing the people at this hell table do a lot of magic. Well, unfortunately, somehow I've been stuck at the hell table for far too long. And it was like I'm saving. All right, let's say my job is to get people to heaven and hell. Let's just say that. It's like I keep sending sinners to heaven, and I keep getting lashed for it. That's how it is. That's how it feels. It might not be that way, but that's how it feels. And that's what's going on. So it ain't got nothing to do with I don't want to do your tests, y'all. It's got to do with you put me in a situation where, let's say it's 100 chosen ones, and 90 of the 100 chosen ones, well, let's say 50 of the 100 chosen, or 60 of the 100 chosen, you let pass. But 40 of the 100 chosen, you're not letting pass. And you hiding these 100 chosen ones so you can sacrifice them and cipher that energy. And you've been doing this and getting away with it. But this is the time I told you you're not gonna be able to do it. Y'all not gonna be able to do it this time. And the 40 and the 40, 100 chosen ones that's going through this situation, that's dealing with this, that's probably their goal. Like, while everybody else that's chosen, all they gotta do is probably pass this test. Them other few probably got to basically nip it in the bud of the hypocrisy and the sabotaging that's involved in the test. So it's like, yeah, you probably supposed to attack. Yeah, the test supposed to be here. And yeah, we supposed to be tested by the test in every way fashionable, but some way you rigged it up to where I couldn't pass the test. And I'm telling y'all, that's how my float and that's how my tool works. So if let's say you got this coat, this covenant that been attacking me, all of them gonna get blessed as I use my tool. And so now we see where the delays is coming from. The delays is coming from putting people together and taking people apart. That's where the delays is coming from, that don't deserve it. And then at first it was some childish stuff like, let's say women in they emotional feeling ways, egotistical ways, how they want and feel like a man should be. First it was with that, but I don't even think it's with that no more. I think it moved up to some higher hands and they kept it going. It ain't gonna work though. I can't do it even if I wanted to. Matter of fact, they actually cut me off. They actually cut me off. So I could, even if I try to use it, not only am I gonna be sinning now, it's not gonna do nothing anyway. Like literally, that's why I stopped. So now y'all know why I really stopped. I just couldn't say this, didn't want to say it, because it really ain't none of your business. But to those of you who keep stressing about it, that's what's going on. So if you want it to go right, And if God gonna give you have mercy on you and let you have an opportunity to make it right, which I seriously doubt, because it look like they, from what I seen in the Astro, they wrapping this up. They wrapping this up. And let's say I'm integrated with God and I still gonna be with a lover. Well, God gonna choose that lover, and that lover gonna come with or without you. You probably ain't even gonna notice this lover. I probably don't even notice this lover. Or if I do, this lover and me done been separated to the point where we don't even really notice each other. But maybe I haven't even met this lover. And if I have, I really haven't reached out to him or nothing like that. So I haven't had no contact with him at all. I know it's always gonna be two for each and every last chosen one. And then I know they gotta choose between the two. But, and that's just because one dark and one light, not in no bad way, just one dark, one might be succular, one might be a saint, you know. It ain't nothing bad about it, just one dark, one light. They both gonna be very high vibrational, trust me. But yeah, that's what's been going on. And that's what's going on with y'all little Ted. I'm sorry, I wish I could finish it for y'all. I didn't have a problem with it really. I mean, I did, and I was venting about it a few times, but after a while, I don't vent about stuff long. I let it train my mind. And after a while, I realized it was actually helping me in another department that I might need later on if I did get in a relationship. So I utilized it. But I'm telling y'all, learn how these tools work. And if anything, let hopefully one of the organizations will finally come through since this truth is out and really explain it to y'all, say this is exactly how it works. And they don't even know, like, it's a bunch of different, I can't say 8.2 billion tools, but it's a lot of different tools out here. It's a lot of different tools out here, and they all function differently. And ambulatory tools, like I said, ambulatory tools and Jesus was an ambulatory. So we don't know the power of this tool to its extent, but we know it heals greatly. And I just been noticing that. I thank God I caught on to that, because I kept wondering what was the delays coming from, because it wasn't just delaying me, it was detouring and delaying all of us. Over and over and over again, consistently. None of us moving. Probably not even the whole world. Nobody was moving. So even in this way, let's say I do fall off and have to go back to death, whatever, and start this thing over and come back and do it again. It's almost better that way, because at least the world will start back moving. Because it was like the angels kept rebuilding and taking people apart, rebuilding and taking people apart. Imagine that. Let's just put this into numbers a little bit. It's 180 people on the list. All 180 people is registering as yourself. They gotta put together the first person on the list, which is number 180, which is gonna take months, 2 or 3 months probably. And then just to find out that that person ain't even that person, then they gotta tear that person apart, which is gonna take another 2 to 3 months. And I'm being lenient on that. Now we got 179 more people to go. There go your delays.